Welcome back to the channel, and today we find ourselves in the apartment because the basement project, the cabinet top, is delayed and is setting me back. So now we are waiting for the wood top for the cabinets and we're waiting for the doors. But in the meantime, I have to upgrade my desk because this desk is no good. So I bought some stuff from Ikea and we're going to be building them and modifying them. And we're gonna start that now. A very quick overview of tools that I use. I use a metal hammer. It's not recommended to use a metal hammer. A mallet is better, but I do not have a mallet, so I'm going to be using a metal hammer and being very careful. A knife just to open the box. A screwdriver for those metal pieces, like this one. You could use a screwdriver for everything, but I am a construction worker and I do not like using those for everything. So I am going to be using a drill with a clutch, so I won't be over tightening it. I always keep it at a 1. It doesn't show a 1, but it is a 1. The speed is 1, and then the clutch level is at a 1, so I won't be over tightening those screws. And then I also have glue. What do I have the glue for? Wherever there is a contact with a dowel, I add glue for that extra strength. Is it 100% needed? No, if you're gonna keep it in one place. But if this cabinet you're planning to move around or keep it for a very long time, I highly recommend you put glue on these dowels because it just makes it that much stiffer and lasts that much longer. Also, wherever there is a raw edge to raw edge like this one, I also apply glue. I already built 2 of these cabinets, so I think that in only the drawers you have raw edges like this that contact each other. So for, what is there, like 5 drawers? So for every drawer you are going to be applying glue on this edge and on the other 2 edges of the drawer, and I'll show you that when I'm building it. But now let's start getting this together. So we've gotten to a part where we have to start adding glue. This is where the mechanical connection goes, and this is where the wood dowel goes. So what we're gonna do is just add a little bit of glue in there. Make sure we get it in, and we push it in with this. This particle board sucks up a lot of glue, so if you do end up putting a lot of glue on this edge, there's not much of a problem because that particle board is going to suck it all up. Now that we have glue on this one, we are going to be putting glue in these, but in these we don't put dowels because the other one already has the dowels. Dowels, I guess it said. There you go. You're gonna get a little bit of glue squeeze out in some places. And then with your screwdriver, all you gotta do is tighten these up. I don't recommend really doing this with a drill because you don't need much power. And it just takes a quarter turn to tighten that. Since I already have the camera set up, I'll show you guys again. We're doing the same here. Just a dab of glue goes a long way. That's pretty much it. A quick tip that I want to show you is whenever you are going to be picking up a piece to put on top of another piece, you want to make sure that you put the dowels on the piece that's going to be picked up. because if you put the glue here first with the dowel and then you put the glue there, when you flip it over, the glue will come out and drip, and that's not what you want, because then you get things like this and you don't want to be cleaning all that up. And that's why I have a piece of cardboard, so I can just wipe my finger on the cardboard. So yeah, you put the dowels on this one, you put the glue in this one, and then you flip it over and put it in its place. It's much simpler that way and less of a mess. You see how you have this raw edge here and a raw edge here? This is where I'm going to be applying glue on both sides, this side, and also on these two here. This is where I make the most mess because it is in a vertical setting, so we just gotta do it quick. So get everything ready. These four pieces here, and put glue and work fast. You can always wipe it down. Use your finger to spread it. I promise I'm not this sloppy. Then you check everything, make sure all the glue is wiped down, especially on the inside, because that's what you're gonna see. And that's it. Repeat that, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat that 3 more times, and that's it. Now I have the cabinets done and all wiped. I really fumbled the ball on this one. I missed a couple of steps and got glue all over the place, but we are good, complete, and done. Now let me show you something over here. I forgot to mention about the feet, is that these feet that come are made of plastic. And if you have wood floors, it won't scratch it right away, but over time, they're gonna become a problem. So that's why I always put like felt on the feet so that it glides with no problem if you ever have to move these cabinets to another side of the room or something. Or just insurance on protecting your wood floor that you spent a lot of money on. So yeah, now we gotta put those drawers in and I'll be done with this cabinet. So this cabinet is 100% done. We have one more of the same exact thing to build, and I might just build it in a time lapse. The only difference between this one and the next one is the heavy modifications that we are going to be doing. So the first modification in the other cabinet that we will be doing is getting rid of this drawer and making it a shelf. We're going to be putting a piece of black melamine wood straight to the back and there's gonna be a shelf where it's gonna be holding my Mac Mini. As for this drawer down here, we will be getting rid of the drawer, keeping the drawer face, and we're going to be putting hinges. This style hinge, which is a soft close conceal cabinet hinge. Like this, we have to drill the hole for this, and then 4 screws. It will be going on like this part on the inside, this part on the door. This is it closed. So yeah, we're gonna have to make holes on this drawer face. So that's what we're gonna be doing on the next one. It's a bit scary because I've never installed these hinges before, like this. You know, me making the hole and everything and mounting it permanently. I've never done that before. This is gonna be a first for me. And I'm hoping it's a first for you guys too, because I haven't seen this anywhere on YouTube. Someone making a drawer into a cabinet with a door. So let's start building the next one and get to the part where we have to mount this. So pretty much this is where we are at. This is the left side of the cabinet. I want the door to swing left. So when I'm sitting on the right of it, I'm able to get access to any plugs if anything were to happen. And now we are going to be drilling the holes to get mounted. Just like that. So we're gonna have to find a way to make this work. Maybe around there. This one will go on top around there. I want to stay away from these holes that are here as much as possible, and this weak edge here. So maybe I'll do that one there and this one right about there, and I think that would be good. The way that I'm going to be making these holes is with this Kreg Jig right here. It's going to be my first time using this. I just recently bought it, so let's see how it goes. So as you guys saw, I was very afraid of making this hole and punching it through the other side, but I managed to get it to where it needs to be without having to punch on the other side. As you can see, I made a 1/16 hole here from the template, from the Kreg Jig, and as you can see, they do not line up. So if you are going to be buying these hinges for the same thing that I'm doing here, just have in mind that the holes will not line up, and you are going to be forced to, I guess, line it up by eye like so, and then screwing it into place permanently for the rest of its life. So we got one in, we have to put one more up here, and we are ready to bring this back upstairs and put it in place. So off camera, I built one of these drawers just to put this in place so that I know where this is in reference to this cabinet. Well, cabinet door. Because it's not flush on the bottom. There's just like a 1/8 of an inch in the bottom. So I think that's right about where it goes. And then I'm gonna drill the holes here, and we should be good. This hole has a bit of play from up and down, as you can see. So I made sure I put it in the middle so that if I do have to move it, I am able to. There you go. As you can see, you have that play like so. We'll adjust that when everything is built. In the meantime, we're gonna get the rest of these screws in. So we still have the play here. We are going to wait to set that in its place. But so there's not a lot of movement, I'm going to tighten this. Fairly simple. We are gonna get this out the way. Since that's gonna be a shelf. So all that's left is to build this how you will build any normal Ikea cabinet. As you guys can see, this drawer goes back way too much. So we're going to have to stop it right where it's flush with this outside edge. And the way that I'm gonna be doing that is installing one of these magnets. This goes right on the bottom around there, so that when it comes in contact with it, it stops flush, like so. It's magnetic, so the door is going to receive this piece, and the wall of the cabinet is going to be receiving this piece right here. So let's do that now. So there we are. Sorry for the camera not focusing. I put this light here to see if that helps, and I think it is. But here we go. We have gotten most of it done. We have the two regular drawers, 1 and 2, and we have the cabinet door. Look at that thing nicely closed. So we have the magnetic door stop, closes it nice and flush, as you can see. And now this is not a drawer anymore. This is a normal cabinet with a door. And like I said earlier in the video, down here is gonna be all the power. So the battery backup and everything of that nature is gonna be plugged in down there. I am waiting for the black melamine so I could put in this area here. I would love to have an extra piece of this where I could just rip that down and put it in there and make that work, but I have to wait for that to come in before I'm able to do that work. So when I get that, I'm gonna be cutting that, putting that in place, making a hole all the way back there because we gotta get the wires to go out and connect to the monitor on top of the computer. Down here, we're gonna be making a hole so the wires could come in and plug into the battery backup. So yeah, we're looking good. Making those holes in that drawer face had me very nervous, but it came out really nice, especially for my first time doing something like that. And I actually genuinely enjoyed modifying this cabinet. So on the next video, we're gonna finish the modifications in this cabinet. We're gonna be installing the shelf and then making 2 holes behind the cabinet so we could get the wires up to the computer, and then putting everything together, and I'll finally have a halfway decent desk. So if you learned something new, you could show me by giving me a like. Any comments or questions, leave it in the comments down below. And if you want to see this cabinet complete and maybe some more IKEA modifications, consider subscribing. And I hope to see you guys on the next one. Thanks.